Hello. 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 My name is Michael. I'm here to talk to you today about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the single greatest Metal Gear game of all time. Don't listen to what anyone else says. This game is not made by Hideo Kojima directly. It was like subcontracted out to Platinum Games, which is like the game studio. You're gonna play as the motherfucking best character in Metal Gear, Raiden Cyborg, Ninja Extreme. So the idea of Revengeance is you're playing as Raiden this time, and you're part of a PMC, a private military corporation. You're like a soldier for them, but you're like a good soldier. You're like a top soldier. The game starts, and you're talking to some guy in some undisclosed African country, and you're like, "Yo, dude, from undisclosed African country, we made peace here." And he's like, "Yeah, we made peace. I didn't trust PMCs after that Sons of Patriots things, but thanks to you, I believe." And you're like, "What? There's a ninja in front of this limousine?" But I thought I was the only ninja. Oh, what? And then he puts up all of the escort, the convoy you have. So you go after him. You like run on your foot. You're like fucking dudes up with your ninja sword, and you're like, "I'm king. I'm king of the world." And I'm a Sundowner, and he's like, "Yo, I need to keep this guy alive, so I'm gonna fuck off. You kind of
I'll bleep it.
Okay, you can. I'm gonna blank off. You go fight this other guy." So then you're like, "Who's this other guy?" Boom! All of a sudden, a giant Metal Gear Ray comes out of the water. You're like, "What?" First boss fight in the game. You're fighting a Metal Gear Ray. So all of a sudden, this is awesome fucking rock music. Cut off its arm. You're like, "There you are. You're dead." Remember that Metal Gear Ray you fought 2 minutes ago? It's back. You fight it again. You chop out its other arm. You're like, "I did it. I defeated it. I'm king." It's like, "No, but it's not over. It's not over yet." So he grabs the Metal Gear Ray, eats you, throws you. It looks like Big Ben. It's like a big clock tower. And you're gonna run down the clock tower. And then you're like running to dodge a laser and missiles and stuff. And then you land and you cut it all the way in half. Like you jump from its head all the way down to its tail. And then it just splits in half. And that's the first boss of the game. And then you're like, "Okay, but wait a minute. I killed this Metal Gear Ray, but I gotta go after this Sundowner guy. He's got the prime minister of undisclosed African country." So you go after him, and then you're like, "Oh, hey, you there, undisclosed African man. You're on this train. I'm gonna save you." And then Sundowner is like, "Yo, I got a friend. His name is Sam." And you're like, "Sam, that's a bad name." And then he's like, "But I got a cool nickname, Jetstream. Jetstream Sam." And then you're like, "That's cooler, but I'm Raiden, so I'm gonna mess you up real good." And then you have a sword fight with him for a little bit, and then he chops off your arm. And you're like, "What? I'm missing an arm?" And then you're like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm a cyborg, so it's fine." And then you're like, "I messed up. I messed up big time." All of a sudden, he's gone. This undisclosed African president guy is gone. And then you become the true Raiden, the Raiden on the cover of the game and on the beginning of the cutscene. So when you were in the fight with Jetstream Sam, he cut off your eyeball and you got a metal chin. So that's cool. I don't know why he's a metal chin. Does he not have a regular chin? I guess he doesn't have a regular chin. Whatever. You land in a disclosed African country. They tell you, or it's not African, it's Asian. It's part of Georgia. Africa? Don't worry about it. And you're fighting your way tropical Asia. And then you get to your first real boss of the game besides the Metal Gear Ray that you messed up real bad in the first hand. You get to LQ-48I? Blade Wolf. You get to Blade Wolf. And then you kill it and you're like, "Whatever, I'm done with this animal, this beast." And you leave. Head to this Chernobyl-esque area, and then you're like, "I need to fight the final boss of this area." Her name is Mistral, and for those of you that don't speak French or don't know wind's good, she's a wind. The leaders of Desperado, the PMC you're fighting, are based on winds. So there's Sundowner, which is a type of wind, but is also a character in Top Gun. He's the black guy that replaces Goose when Goose dies. Spoiler alert. And then there's Mistral, who's the French one. And then there is Monsoon. Anyways, you fight this Mistral lady. She's French. Oh, and like Raiden, she was also a child soldier. She became a PMC. So her special thing is she's got like a bunch of dwarf gecko arms. Remember those like circle guys with little arms? And then she has a spear made of arms, which is super cool. So you kill her, and you're like, you dead. And this is the first time in the game, or maybe the second time after Blade Wolf. But the robot speaks to you after you kill it. Because they're cyborgs, and they don't die immediately. So they're like, yo, sorry that you killed me. And you're like, okay, moving on. To go to Mexico. So he's driving in his Nissan or his Honda Civic, some really bad car with a sombrero and poncho. And you're like, this is the best part of the game so far. And then all of a sudden, Blade Wolf comes up. You're like, what? I thought I killed him. No, he's your best friend now. I don't know even if you know at this point, but there are child soldiers, or children, that have been captured by this bad desperado PMC. And you're gonna go save them. Whether or not that's disclosed earlier or not, I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you now, because you deserve to know. So you go, you mess up some dudes, you kill some geckos. Did I mention geckos? There's tons of geckos in this game. And then you find there's like columns and columns and columns of these brains and eyes. And they look at you, and they're like, it turns out those brains are kids, and the kids are brains. And they're being put through Raiden's favorite / least favorite thing in the face of the earth, VR training. And Raiden's like, this ain't happening. They're not gonna get VR trained like I got VR trained. This is unacceptable. They gotta be regular kids, like this George kid I found. So he goes, kills a bunch more dudes. Oh, no, I do remember. So there's a production line or whatever, and the kids are being brain ripped out or whatever. And they're like, I need to put a stop to this. All of a sudden, the commander guy comes out. He's got a gun to... Remember that kid I was talking about earlier? I'm going to kill this kid. And then Raiden's like, I'm going to kill this kid. Raiden just cuts the dude in half and the kid in half. But you don't know he cut the kid in half. You think he did good. So the kid now has a cyborg body. He's fine. Done with Mexico. You killed / saved that George kid. Also in Mexico, you saw a dude, and you're like, "Who's that dude?" Don't worry, we'll get there. And then you're like, "All right, let's go to World Marshal. Let's go and kill everyone." And then you get in front of World Marshal, and you're like, "It's time. Let's go mess some dudes up. Let's go save those more kids." I guess I don't know if you know if there's more kids, but there's more kids. And then all of a sudden, Jetstream Sam is like, "Do you fighting, right? That's a thing. What are you fighting for? Why do you fight?" And then Raiden's like, I don't want to talk about my soul. He's like real dark. He's a sad man. I like him. And then he's like, you know what? I am what I've always been. I'm Jack. And you're like, but you're right. Nobody's Jack. He's Jack the Ripper. He's a child soldier killing dudes. So you're like, I'm a crazy person. And if you're going to fight a crazy person, you better be crazy enough to handle how crazy I am. He's embraced his past. He hasn't done it in all the other games, but he's finally done it. Then you fight Monsoon. Monsoon's thing is that he's basically only the head of a human and the rest of him is cyborg. And then he just like, you try to cut him, he's like, nope. And then his body just splits apart and then your sword goes through. But then you beat Monsoon and you're like, you're the worst. I'm the king. I'm Jack the Ripper. You're dead now. You're dead. And then he's like the spirit of soul or whatever. I can't remember what he says. Go through all of World Marshal. You climb the building, get to the top floor, and turns out the top floor is a giant VR training mission. There's all these kids are just brains and eyes doing some VR training. And then you're like, oh, this is the worst. This is my least favorite nightmare. So you meet Sundowner. And he's like, yo, I'm basically in charge of Desperado at this point, because my boss doesn't care about you. And I'm like, who's your boss? And he's like, no, I ain't telling you. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna kill you then. And he's like, sure, whatever, but let's not kill these kids' brains. Let's go to the rooftop where real drama happens. You go to the rooftop, it's raining. This guy's got a bunch of shields. So you're like, Sundown, you and me are gonna fight. And then Sundowner's like, yeah, we're gonna fight, but I'm a cheating piece of shit. So here's a helicopter that's gonna help me out. And then he, in his final moments, is like, yo, Jetstream Sam, this guy's good. And then Jetstream Sam's like, I want to fight you real good. So you kill a bunch of dudes. And then you get to a motorcycle. I'm taking this motorcycle. So you take the motorcycle, and if you play the DLC, it turns out that that motorcycle is Jetstream Sam's. So you hop on the motorcycle, you drive out into the distance, and then there he is, the ultimate hero / piece of shit in all Metal Gear. Jetstream Sam, also known as some Spanish word for win. We're gonna fight, but first, let me talk to Blade Wolf. And then you fight Sam. You're like, fighting your swords like, ting, 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 ting. Really good at fighting you unarmed. And then you stab him in the heart and he dies. But it turns out that Jetstream Sam is basically 100% human, and that you're really the worst person on the face of the earth. Yeah, because he was basically able to he could fight you as a human, and you could barely fight him as a cyborg. So it's like, this is the lesson you get. You're barely better than this guy. And then you're like, but I'm gonna take your sword, because this sword is cool. And then it's like, no, it's DNA locked. So get to the rocket place. And I should mention at this point in the game that Boris, Kevin, Courtney, and Herr Doctor are all your friends, but if you don't ever use the codec, you don't know who they are and why they're talking to you all the time. The only character you know is Blade Wolf. Anyways. And you're like, all right, I know the lead engineer. And you're like, oh, okay. This lead engineer is it like Hal? Is it like Solid Snake? Who is this? We know who this lead person is, but we don't know who it is. And then boom, it's revealed, boom, it's Sonny Emmerich. He's the leader of all things space science. Then you as Raiden is like, let me hop in this rocket. I'm gonna go to Afghanistan / country in Africa, Asia, real fast. So you get there in 30 minutes, you're like, whew, what you got? You're at this like air base, army base. I'm just gonna kill everyone until I find out what's going on. Because Raiden. So you're like, all right, killing dudes. All of a sudden, Blade Wolf is like, shit's going down. I'm hurt, real good. You're like, Blade Wolf, it's fine, I'm coming to save you. And then it's like, oh, watch out. There's a giant ant Metal Gear. You're like, what, ant Metal Gear? Yeah, an ant Metal Gear. So it comes out of the ground. It's got like little claw arm things. And you're riding, so it's fine. So you just mess it up. You just cut its legs off and you're like, all right, what now? And all of a sudden, remember that dude in the suit earlier? He comes out and he's like, yo, I'm gonna become the next president of the United States and you're gonna die. So you start to fight him and you're like, boom, 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 boom. But every time you hit him, he like basically deflects your sword. And then he breaks your sword in half. And then he grabs you by the head, slams you into the ground and like kicks you or something. Because he's an ex-football player, which is important, at Texas State, so he's good at football. So he's like, you can't kill me, I got nanomachines. You try to fight him and you're like punching him, but it won't do anything. It doesn't do anything. You like punch him in the stomach real fast. You're like, but it doesn't do anything. I didn't even say his name. Senator Armstrong. You're fighting Senator Armstrong. I didn't mention his name this whole time. I feel so bad. Oh my god. And then all of a sudden, Blade Wolf is like, I'm not dead. He's like, so remember that time that I said that you couldn't have this guy's sword? The time lock thing has gone away, and you're allowed to use the sword now. And I might be completely destroyed and totally ruined, but I'm the broiest of bros, and I'm not gonna leave your side. It's on now, Armstrong. And Armstrong's like, I got nanomachines. So then you fight Armstrong. And you're like cutting his stuff. Blade Wolf is unseen. I think he got killed earlier. And you're like, I killed you. You dead now. And to kill him, you have to rip his heart out. Because his heart has all the nanomachines. It's not explained to you. But you rip his heart out like you're a vampire and you crush it in your hands. You're like, you're dead now, Armstrong. Oh, I forgot to mention also there's the President of the United States that's going to fly into the country. You're trying to defend. And then it's like, oh, you did it. Game over. And then you're like, the game's not over. And then it turns out Blade Wolf lived. Your best friend ever lived. And that's Metal Gear Solid Rising. Did I miss anything? I feel like anything else that happened is purely in the codex that I missed.